I cannot in good conscience recommend this surgery.
I'm going to have the surgery.
Your allegiance should be to the people of Port Charles, not to the local crime boss.
Jen Sidwell? That's your father, right?
General Hospital latest update. Willow names Drew guardian of her kids, unknowingly playing into Carly's plan. Carly and Brennan scheme as Drew prepares for battle. Alexis crumbles under pressure, Ava bets big on blackmail, and Sonny faces losing his peer. Secrets, betrayals, and explosive moves rock Port Charles. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital. Willow signs Drew's legal guardian papers. Brennan and Carly strategize. General Hospital reveals that Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen signed Drew Kane's, Cameron Matheson legal guardian papers for the kids, while Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, and Carly Spencer, Laura Wright strategized. In Brennan's suite, Carly filled him in on her confrontation with Willow and Drew, which left her worried. She just handed over Michael Corinthos, last played by Chad Duell Children. Brennan made a prediction about Willow turning to Drew as her hero again and assumed Drew would overreach with a move too massive. Now Carly just had to wait for Drew and Willow to take the bait so she could use whatever Drew did to her advantage. At Drew's house, he hinted about getting a restraining order against Carly, but Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous, did her best to shut down the idea and pushed for compromise. Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, stopped by at one point hoping to speak with Drew, but he found out a family crisis was going on and agreed this could wait until morning. In a private moment with Nina, Willow worried there was some truth to Carly's earlier comments. Nina didn't think Willow was anything like Nellie Benson, Chloe Lanier, who was mentally unwell, and ultimately praised Willow for being a great mom. After Nina left, Drew promised Willow that he wouldn't let anyone take Wiley Corinthos, Byron Weaver, and Amelia Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork Mako away. Even if something happened to Willow, Drew suggested he could be Amelia and Wiley's legal guardian as he presented some paperwork. Drew also said Willow would be Scout Kane's, Cosette Abinante legal guardian if anything happened to him. Although Willow was taken aback over such a huge step, she ultimately decided she trusted Drew on this and signed the papers. General Hospital, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, spoke to Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, about her concerns regarding Kai's surgery. Portia suspected Trina was worried about the risks because of what happened to Spencer Cassadine, last played by Nicholas Chavez. Later, Kai met with Portia and learned she couldn't recommend the surgery, which had left 3 patients paralyzed. However, Kai was more interested in hearing about the 2 successful outcomes and felt confident he would be the 3rd. In Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis' office, she gave Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, updates on the Esplanade location becoming an issue again. Laura was moving forward with the referendum and couldn't go into the details of all her motives, but she pushed Sonny to trust her. After Laura and Sonny listened to Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr practice for his upcoming debate, they revisited their conversation about the latest Esplanade news. Sonny and Laura agreed that they didn't want this to come between them. In Rick Lansing's Rick Hurst hospital room, he was alarmed when Ava Jerome, Maura West, admitted she gave Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, until 9 a.m. to decide on her blackmail demands. Rick pointed out that Ava also gave Alexis time to come up with another plan, but Ava thought Alexis would play ball since it was her only option to save Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey. In addition to having the video of Kristina going for the wire cutters in the garage, Ava said she acquired the incriminating car and paid the mechanic to say it had been demolished. Although Rick's name was being kept out of it, Ava assured him that there'd be more than enough money and suggested she'd make Alexis pay double. Outside her house, Alexis spoke to Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, over the phone and confessed that she hadn't signed the papers to have Kristina committed yet, but she planned to get them to Diane in the morning. Afterward, Alexis spent the evening with Kristina and Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, as they watched a movie while eating Noodle Buddha. Kristina talked about going to therapy and doing so much better, so Alexis became increasingly torn. Once Alexis privately contemplated the papers to have Kristina committed, she stuffed them back in her purse like she was deciding against signing them. General Hospital spoilers say Kristina's future will continue to rest in Alexis' hands, so stay tuned to see what her mom does next. Today's next update. Alexis hesitates to sign Kristina's commitment papers, while Willow may regret signing the documents Drew puts before her. Today on General Hospital, Laura and Sunny come to an understanding. Kai seeks out Portia's opinion, and Ava is overconfident that Alexis will pay up. Carly returns to Jack's room at the Metro Court and fears she may have just handed Michael's children over to Willow and Drew. Jack asks her to tell him everything, and they'll find a way through this. She details the whole argument and how she almost smacked Willow, but Jason showed up and stopped her. Jack thinks she did exactly what needed to be done. Jack explains she put the necessary pressure on Drew and Willow, and they'll be going on the attack. He says Willow will likely panic, and Drew will try and be her knight in shining armor. However, Drew will likely try and do something so big that he'll overreach, and she'll be able to use it against him. Right now, her only option is to wait for Drew and Willow to take the bait to the trap she set. Drew overreaches. At Drew's, Willow complains to him that this was supposed to be a joyous day, and Carly's ruined it. Drew says you can't put anything past Carly. Willow believes Carly never cared about her. She just wanted Michael to be happy. Drew says Carly is a user, and she drops people when she has no use for someone anymore. She did to him after he got out of prison, which he went to for her. Nina returns and says the kids didn't hear anything, fortunately. Drew thinks he should get a restraining order against Carly. Nina tells them they must stay calm and focus on compromise, otherwise they'll have no peace. Drew thinks peace went out the window when Carly raised her hand to Willow. Kai rings the doorbell, apologizing for interrupting so late but needs to speak with Drew. Drew explains this will have to wait until the morning as he's having a family crisis. Kai takes off and Drew leaves for a second. Willow vents to Nina about Carly comparing her to Nellie. Nina asks why she's so bothered by what Carly said. Willow admits that deep down she fears there is some truth to it. She says suddenly everyone has turned against her, and she understands how Nellie could feel the world was coming after her. Nina tells Willow that Nellie was mentally ill and she is not. She tells Willow to focus on everything she's had to overcome to get where she is, and she is a wonderful mother. With that said, she still feels they need to compromise with Carly and Michael. Drew returns and suggests they table this conversation and try to relax. Nina hugs her daughter and heads out. Willow worries that Carly will push Michael to be as aggressive as he can be, and Michael can be downright lethal when he wants to be. If Michael comes at her guns blazing, she doesn't know how to stop him. She also worries Carly could take the kids, so maybe they should compromise. Drew promises her that nobody will take her children, and even if something happens to her, God forbid, he'll stop Carly and Tracy from taking the children. Willow says he can't promise that, but Drew holds up a document and says he can. He explains these papers would make him the legal guardian of Wiley and Amelia should something happen to her. It also makes her the guardian of Scout should something happen to him. She says this is a huge step, but she agrees and trusts him more than anyone in the world to look after her kids. Willow signs the papers. Portia gives Kai bad news. In Portia's office, Trina tells her mom that Kai has decided to have the surgery without her input. Portia knows Trina's concern about Kai but suspects this is about Spencer. She notes Trina already went through one significant loss, and now she's facing the unknown again. Trina doesn't know if she can watch Kai play ball while worrying that every game may be the one in which he gets hurt or worse. Trina hasn't known Kai long but has started developing feelings for him. She is worried about what will happen to Kai mentally and physically if this surgery fails him. Portia gets a call, it's Kai, and she asks him if he has time to stop by the office so they can talk about his surgery. Kai stops by later after Trina has left. Portia tells him that she has reviewed this procedure and can't recommend it. She gives him the research she found detailing that most of the surgeries did not achieve success, and 3 patients ended up paralyzed. There have only been 2 successes. Kai is sure he'll be the 3rd. Ava's a betting woman. Ava visits Rick in his hospital room and says she told Alexis everything, and if she doesn't meet her demands, she'll go to Molly and the cops about what Kristina did. Rick asks if she agreed to give her the money. Ava says she gave her until 9 a.m. tomorrow to decide, but she'll play ball. Rick warns her never to underestimate Alexis, and Ava just gave her 24 hours to save Kristina. Ava says she not only has the video of Kristina, but she has his car and bribed the mechanic to tell anyone asking about it that it's gone through the crusher. Ava is sure Alexis will meet their demands. Rick reminds her if they don't bring Kristina to justice, she'll be free to try and kill her again, so is the money worth it? Ava notes with the money she'll have, she can hire security. She asks Rick if he'll be okay. He knows Molly can't lose another sister, so he'll have to be happy with a wad of cash. Plus, he'll enjoy watching Alexis have to embezzle money from the Cassadine estate, which goes against her principles. Ava promises he and Molly will be well taken care of, but Alexis doesn't know he's involved, so it should stay that way. Rick hopes she's not trying to cut him from his fair share. She promises him that if Alexis tries to save her daughter, she'll make her pay them double. Alexis hesitates. Beside her place, Alexis speaks with Diane on the phone. She hasn't signed the papers to commit Kristina, but will get them to her in the morning. She heads in and Kristina asks what's wrong as her mom looks spooked. She simply says it's been a long day. Molly and Kristina surprise her with their Davis Girls movie night and order her to hand over her phone and unplug. They sit down and enjoy Noodle Buddha in Sam's honor. Molly and Kristina have both missed this and one another, which makes Alexis smile. Kristina apologizes again, but Molly says she doesn't have to. She says having her sister back is the one good thing to come from her dad's accident. Kristina asks how her dad is. Molly says he has a long road ahead of him, and he and Liz were lucky because they could have been killed. Kristina says it took her a while, but she has finally figured things out with therapy and self-reflection. Alexis comments how glad she is that she's doing better. Alexis gets up and looks at the papers in her briefcase but crumples them up when she sees how well Kristina is doing and getting along with Molly. Laura gives Sunny a heads up. In her office, Laura warns Sunny there is still a possibility the city could take his waterfront property. He asks if this is about the Esplanade. He thought they had settled it. Laura explains Drew and Ezra are coming after his property again, and they are going to put it up for a city vote. He asks if someone is pushing her to come after him. She explains Drew and Ezra are trying to make an issue of their friendship and that she's protecting the local crime boss. However, she has realized the Esplanade is for the people of Port Charles, so they should decide where it goes. Sunny warns Laura that he won't let them take his pier from him. Laura asks him to trust her. She has another reason for why she's doing this, and she can't go into it. Rocco arrives and interrupts. The boy asks if everything is okay. Sunny says they are fine, and Rocco says Grandma offered to help him prep for his debate. Laura suggests Sunny stay to hear his grandson's speech. Sunny tells Rocco to dazzle him. Rocco gives his speech and they give him some minor pointers. He heads out to practice more. Sunny and Laura get back to the Esplanade. She admits she wants the public to vote partly so this thing doesn't come between them. Sunny says she is right and the vote is a good idea. Laura thanks him and wants the vote to go his way. He does too because his lawyers will put up a hell of a fight. However, they are family and family always comes first. On the next General Hospital, Liz's family welcomes her home. Kristina asks Dante why a detective is investigating a car crash. Diane insists to Alexis this is the only way to save Kristina. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.